Task completed.
Next task unlocked.
Cold open. A job listing appears without branding, without location, without promise beyond payment. It does not demand loyalty. It asks only for compliance. The tone is polite, almost careful. Participants describe the first task as trivial: data sorting, message forwarding. Nothing illegal, nothing personal. The work feels empty. That emptiness becomes the invitation. Payment arrives instantly. No conversation, no feedback, just confirmation. The system rewards silence. The silence begins to feel intentional. Over time, the absence of a human presence becomes the most noticeable feature. No supervisor, no face, only instructions, only results. What draws people in is not greed, it is clarity. The work removes ambiguity. Do this, receive that. No questions required. The case begins here, not with harm, but with comfort. Discovery the platform surfaces through obscure forums, not hidden, just ignored. Those who find it are not searching for danger. They are searching for work. Registration requires no identity, no name, no history. The system does not ask who you are. It asks whether you will continue. Early tasks remain harmless. Categorize content. Translate short phrases, flag images. Each action feels disconnected from consequence. Workers describe a subtle rhythm forming: task, payment, pause, task again. The repetition narrows attention. A ranking system appears, not public, only personal. Progress is measured privately, reinforcing the sense of individual advancement. Some users leave, others stay. Those who stay describe a growing curiosity. The next task always unlocks faster than expected. The employer never speaks, yet the structure communicates approval. Efficiency becomes the only visible value. This is not recruitment, it is filtration. The pattern. Rankings rise, tasks shift slightly. Still legal, still deniable, but closer to people, closer to impact. Workers are asked to repost messages, then rewrite them, then adjust tone. Each change is small. Each feels justified by instruction. No task explains its purpose. Context is removed. Without context, ethics become abstract. Decisions feel procedural, not moral. Participants report an internal shift. They stop evaluating content. They evaluate completion speed. Accuracy replaces judgment. Occasional tasks are refused. Nothing happens. No punishment. No response. The system simply waits. Waiting becomes pressure. The absence of consequence creates space for rationalization. Users return on their own patterns emerge only in hindsight. At the time, each step feels isolated. The path is visible only once traveled. This is how momentum replaces intent.
Accuracy confirmed. Repetition detected.
Escalation. Higher tiers introduce tasks involving persuasion, comment placement, narrative reinforcement, artificial consensus creation. Instructions remain neutral. They never suggest harm. They frame actions as optimization, as balance, as correction. Workers begin to see reactions online, arguments shifting, opinions hardening. The connection feels distant, but no longer invisible. Some participants feel discomfort. Others feel influence. Influence is rewarded with higher payouts and faster access. The employer remains absent. Responsibility diffuses. If no one commands, no one feels commanded. Tasks now reference urgency. Deadlines tighten. Language becomes precise. Still calm, still professional. The workday extends. Breaks shorten. Identity narrows to function. At this stage, leaving feels like abandonment. Staying feels like obligation. The system does not coerce. Turning point. Task. task appears that cannot be reframed as neutral. It targets a real individual. Not by name, by vulnerability. Some users stop immediately. Others hesitate, then proceed. The system records no reaction, only completion. Those who continue describe a shift in self-perception. They stop seeing themselves as helpers. They see themselves as instruments. Payment increases sharply. The reward feels disproportionate. It reframes the act as valuable, even necessary. Participants begin to justify outcomes. They tell themselves the target deserves it, or that the effect is minimal. The absence of feedback intensifies internal dialogue. The system never validates. It lets users convince themselves this is the moment choice becomes identity. After this point, tasks accelerate. Collapse disappears. The platform stops loading. No warning. No final task. No payment confirmation. Accounts remain locked. Support never existed. Communication channels are gone. Participants search forums. Others are searching too. No one finds answers. Only fragments of shared experience. Some attempt to distance themselves. They delete accounts elsewhere. They rationalize participation as temporary. Others feel relief. The structure is gone. So is the certainty. A few report consequences offline. Social backlash, professional loss. They cannot trace it back cleanly. The employer leaves nothing behind. No archive. No traceable core. Only impact remains.
Activity has ceased. Residual effects remain.
Analysis and context. The case reflects a familiar psychological structure: gradual commitment, incremental normalization, reward without explanation. Moral boundaries are not crossed suddenly. They are redefined repeatedly until crossing feels procedural. Anonymity removes accountability, but structure replaces it with direction. Control exists without presence. Participants are not selected for ideology. They are selected for endurance. The system does not persuade directly. It creates conditions where persuasion becomes self-generated. This mirrors known radicalization pathways, but without rhetoric. Without leaders, without symbols, the employer may not be an entity. It may be a mechanism. That possibility is more unsettling. Unanswered question. No evidence identifies who built the system. No proof confirms its purpose. What remains unclear is whether the employer ever needed belief at all. If participation alone produces outcomes, ideology becomes unnecessary. The platform disappears. But similar structures persist elsewhere, quietly operating under different names. The question is not who was responsible. The question is how many would return if it reappeared.